What's happening, guys? Gemma here for another review on behalf of 365games.co.uk when I review Thief on the PlayStation 4.
There's one thing this city's taught me. You can put a price on anything. Secrets, reputations, a life. And trust? If you have to ask, you can't afford it. But then I suppose none of that matters when you're me. After all, when did I ever pay for anything?
Okay, so some of you may have heard mixed reviews about this, and some of you may have played the previous game in the Thief series. I don't want to focus on that too much. I want to focus on this game in its own right. Environmentally, one of the first things that struck me when I played this game, and certainly during the kind of initial cutscenes, was how amazing the environments were. Based on a Victorian style kind of backdrop, plague infested, so it's really miserable, incredibly dark, incredibly damp, disease fuels kind of screams in the background, you know, lots of kind of auditory stimulation. And I think that was one of the really good things about Thief's environment. It wasn't just about the visible things, it was about the auditory things as well. So for example, sometimes you kind of walk past a house or sneak past a house as we're playing a stealth action game, and there would be kind of conversation going on behind the window of the residents that live there, and I found that to be quite a nice touch because it kind of took my attention away for a minute and it made me kind of lose focus. But you know, that's kind of then up to you to kind of get back into focus mode and ignore what's going on. So there's a bit of trickery, I thought, with the environment, so that was really nice. Sometimes the environment's perhaps a little bit too dark. You know, you'd blend your character Garrett, the lead protagonist, would, you know, I'd pop him in some shadow, hide in from an enemy, but it's sometimes a little bit too dark. But you know, you can kind of change the settings in your brightness, so it's not too bad. So environmentally, I really enjoyed Thief. Another thing, kind of like a small detail that I found really good about Thief's gameplay was the lockpick system. Now, I'm a huge Skyrim fan and well, Elder Scrolls right across the board, and the lockpick system on Elder Scrolls was quite kind of easy. You know, you turn and you try and catch the point. You open the lock and off you go. This was a 3-point system, or sometimes more, sometimes 5-point system, where you would rotate the analog and you would find the bite point, press R2 to lock it in, then move on to the next. Now, I found that quite interesting. I found that quite enjoyable because it just added a little, you know, bit more of a dimension than just twisting the analog stick, or like on the Elder Scrolls series. We've looked at environments. I think another thing that became quite positive for me early on in the game was moving around. Parkour style would be the kind of phrase I would use to describe Garrett's movements, which I found to be smooth, easy to use. I've written some notes here and I've put hold R2, smooth and easy to navigate. As I was playing, I wrote that down because that's what it made me feel like at the time. Also as well, during the early stages of the game, you're coupled with another character, and obviously this is kind of like the game's developer's way of guiding you through the tutorial. The AI that you meet in the game is fantastic. Usually there's, you know, kind of a few glitches here, there and everywhere, but the AI was smooth. Voiceovers weren't fantastic, but you know, that can be overlooked. Graphically, Thief isn't the best for graphics, so if you're a graphics person, you know, Thief's not going to blow your socks off, but the cutscenes were more impressive graphically than I found the actual gameplay to be. Some of the textures were quite bland in the gameplay, but in the cutscenes, the textures seemed fantastic. So it kind of, for me, kind of balanced itself out quite a little bit. And another, you know, when this game came out, I said to myself, you know, I have to have this game, you know, it's launch day, and I didn't get it. I held off, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm really glad I held off till now because there's been a significant price drop in Thief, and I got this from 365 Games for $31.99. It may, I'm not sure if that's still the price. So I think for the price, balanced with, you know, the actual game itself and all its flaws, is, in my opinion, the best game on the market for the price at at the moment, hands down, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, whatever your preferred platform it is. This is amazing value, guys. I haven't completed it, but I do want to go back to it. Every time I turned it off, I found myself kind of, wow, I can't wait to pick this up again. I really can't wait to pick it up again. And I think for me, the final thing I will say about the experience of playing Thief is that I really sensed a solitary feeling when I was playing the game, and in a morbid kind of way, I really, really liked that. I actually felt like I was in the game. I felt like I was in the shadows. I felt, you know, hidden. I felt on my own, and that was really, really great. It's definitely a game that allows you to choose how you want to play. You can kind of go for it and beat people up. You can pickpocket, you can walk by them and not pickpocket them. You can go high, you can go on the floor. You know, you have choices to play, and I think that is crucial in a game. And Thief deals with player choice incredibly well. You know, I think it's Eidos Montreal that developed this game, and they've done a great job with giving us lots of choice. So overall, guys, you know, Thief, a fantastic game. $31.99, I believe. Really, really fantastic value. Go and get yourself some copies from 365 Games. You won't be disappointed. And I will definitely be back with another review very soon. Thanks for watching, guys, and check out 365games.co.uk.